no matter what. I am feeling great.
Om Shanti and welcome to Light of Knowledge. There's a very famous saying that goes, say what you mean, but don't say it mean. This proverb talks about the power of our words to either wound or heal relationships. Often in an argument, you may win the battle, but you need not necessarily win the war. Because when you argue, you do lose a little bit of you. In our conversation today, we have with us Sister Shreya from the Brahmakumaris, who will help us explore the many nuances of an argument. Welcome to the show, Sister.
Om Shanti.
You know, Sister, in the last episode, we spoke a lot about an argument, how it impacts our own body, how it impacts our relationships. But it got me thinking a bit that especially at the workplace, you know, sometimes bosses say that you can have a healthy argument. And, you know, when they say that, they mean that when you're very vocal about your point of view, when you're debating and when you're putting across your point of view aggressively, it kind of brings out the best in each other. Do you think this is the right way to move?
Well, sister, according to me, I really don't think argument is something which is healthy. Maybe what they talk about in the workplace is more about mutually coming together and trying to discuss a point. You know, sometimes what they mean is normally taken very differently. If you sit, 5 of you sit or 10 of us sit, all of us have an opinion. When you are mutually discussing something, your intention is that that point should be picked up, which is the best. You know, maybe you're working on a project, maybe you have something to create, and 5 or 6 in the team sit down. So when you sit down and you have a discussion, everybody is going to put across their opinions, something they think is right, something they think is not so right. But the intention behind the whole process is that not mine. You know, a lot of times when we give an opinion or we share an idea, internally we want that idea to be accepted. And if we keep sharing ideas in a team many times and it's not accepted, I'm not even very comfortable sharing an idea. I'm not very comfortable being part of the team. The intention is the project should be very good and we should be successful in what we are doing. And that can only happen when you share an idea but you're not attached to it. Something very beautiful that we learn in Brahma Kumaris is you're a master when you give an opinion. Because we're all creative beings, we have a lot of opinions. It's not that any of us will not have an opinion. If you talk about anything, you know, simple thing like, do you like this flowers, or if you like a painting, all of us are going to have an opinion. So it's impossible that somebody says, no, everything is fine, I don't have an opinion. Generally, all of us have an opinion about something. And when we share our opinion, we share it like a master. Somebody is asking me for my opinion, it is fine, I share it like a master. But then I become like a child. Whether it's accepted or it is not accepted is not influencing me. It's not influencing my state of mind.
So you're saying put across your point with authority like a master. And you become a child when you're listening to somebody else. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, even when you're listening to somebody, you listen with a very pure intention. You listen with an open mind. When I say open mind, listening to somebody with an open mind, I mean that you might have shared an idea which is very good. Till this point, till this moment, you thought it was a brilliant idea which should be incorporated. But when you listen to somebody else, and if you listen with an open mind, sometimes they could also have a better idea. And you are so flexible that you're ready to let go of your idea.
Not
and
always.
You take up that idea.
Not always. It's tough to let go of your idea.
But that's where, you know, more like somebody who's a leader, who's enlightened would do. Because if you're working as a team, then the intention has to be, okay, this project, this service has to succeed. doesn't matter whose idea it is.
I mean, not all of us at the workplace think that way, actually, because, when you're talking, it takes me back to some of the workplace group discussions that we've had. We have 10 people in the room, and each one speaking so passionately about their idea that it becomes a conflict of sorts. They keep repeating their own idea. They just want their own idea to be implemented, and then you have a situation where it's an argument between people, and it's very difficult to then let go and say, okay, your idea may be better than my idea, because the more aggressively I put across my idea, it will result maybe in my promotion, it will result in maybe me getting better opportunities. So it really does result in arguments at the workplace.
But just if you reflect for a moment, why am I getting aggressive? When I start, I am not aggressive. Whenever when you start a meeting, it's with a very positive energy. Sometimes when you enter the room, it's all very positive. And when you leave the room,
it's very negative. You don't like what the other people have said.
And that's why they say, workplace is not a very happy place. At home also it's not such a big problem because you love each other. There's that kind of relationship. So you want to listen to the other person. But somewhere at the workplace, like you said, it's supposed to be me, and me. I want to get that promotion. But then when we say a team, and then the intention has to be very clear. When I say the team, the intention is the team has to win.
The team does win. No doubt. But maybe one or two people then are identified as star performers for promotions and rewards. So you want to push your point, you want to argue to ensure that your point is the one that is selected.
And what is the intention behind that when I'm selected?
I get promoted.
And when I get promoted?
I feel good.
See? So the whole thing is feeling good. But when you get promoted and you go through the whole journey to prove your point, and you have to reject some people when you have to prove your point. Even when you know that your point is, their point of view is a better point of view or their idea is better, so you go through this kind of conflict and you try to prove and you try to argue, what happens to the relationship?
It becomes terrible.
It becomes terrible. And one fine day when you achieve that success, then those people, it's the same people. It's the same people that you're working with, and it's the same people who are going to feel happy for you. So a lot of times you see these people are very, very successful. They struggle. They do all this. They reach the top. It's possible. It is possible that you become a worker, and from worker you climb the ladder and you become an executive, and you can do with this all heated arguments. But sometimes when you reach that point, I don't know if you've come across people, we all come across some people who reach that point but feel very hollow inside.
Yeah, you do. You feel like you've achieved success, but it's not tasting sweet.
It's not tasting sweet. See? And success is supposed to taste sweet. And it's not tasting sweet because the journey is not very sweet.
And it's also lonely there because all the people who were supposed to celebrate your success aren't really around to applaud. They're not really happy for you.
See, they might be there to celebrate your success. A lot of times there are people who are coming, who are appreciating you, giving you a award, congratulating you, but you can sense the energy.
The
energy where it's like, they're saying all the nice things, but they're not feeling all the nice things. The same people, I can come up to you and I can say very good things to you, I can congratulate to you. In my mind, if you have done something nasty with me, if you have pulled me down, if you have taken something that was supposed to come to me, then what will be my thought process?
I'll have very, very negative thoughts. I'll almost hate you. I'll almost hate you, to be honest.
So can we do something like I hate somebody and I can still go up to them and wish them?
Yeah, I can do that. I can keep a very nice, sweet, smiling face. But inside my blood is really boiling that person is,
So that's the point, So we do all this thinking I'll be promoted, and when I'll be promoted, I'll be happy. You see, we come down to that. That is why we have to kind of explore this, that if we want that state of mind so badly, then why do I want to get angry and I want to get aggressive for that physical buzz, for that moment? And then I feel totally depleted and I reach the top and I feel lonely. Do I want to feel lonely when I go up there?
No.
Because success is something, each one has to sit with themselves and explore this. What is success for them?
It could mean different things to different people.
It means different thing to different people. But one thing which is very common is like when you reach there, whatever is your goal, whatever, but you see yourself very contented.
Yeah. And then it tastes sweet.
And then it tastes sweet.
Yeah.
So it cannot, you cannot be contented if your relationships around are not very good. And relationship, whether it's at workplace, whether it's at home, any relationship, the foundation is the same. The relationship is the exchange of energy between two people.
Yeah.
You're dealing with people, you're dealing with human beings. They can feel.
Yeah.
They're not objects that they can't feel. So you have to care for their feelings. If you pull them down, if you say nasty things to them, if you prove your point and they feel terrible, then wherever they are, they're thinking about you. We were talking about this in the last episode. They're thinking about you in different places. And that's why sometimes you reach the top and you feel very hollow, because whatever they're thinking about you, the being you, their energy is going to flow to you.
But sister, I know of some people who are very successful and who are okay with feeling this little low.
Yeah.
They're okay, fine, it doesn't taste so sweet, but I'm successful. So they're going to use this method anyways because it works for them.
It's a choice. If it works for them, it is fine. But I don't think it can work for a very long time. See, even when you get something you've desired for a very long time, there can be a month or a year that stimulant works for you.
Okay.
Every time you kind of achieve, the people around you who kind of applaud you, appreciate you. So that is a stimulant.
Okay.
And that tastes so good. It gives you such a good feeling. It gives you such a high that can help you sustain it for some time. But again, you look for another achievement. If you have these kind of people, it cannot last for very long, no? If it is dependent on a particular stimulant, maybe for a student, if he has got 98%, so for a couple of days, the media, the people, the relatives, the school, the principal, everyone around them is going to say good things. So for that moment, you kind of forget everything. If you have used unethical means, you will forget. And it's more like, it was worth it.
Yeah. So for me to perform well, I need their good energy. I need their good wishes to come towards me.
It is very subtle, but it works magic. If you have people around you who are very cooperative, who send that right energy to you, it's more like earning blessings. You don't even realize, but you're getting these blessings from the people. It's very subtle. In the sense, when they think about you, we talk about this, a lot, that you should earn blessings. So you touch somebody's feet and they say, okay, they bless you. But what is blessing? Actually, the blessing is when you're not around and what they think about you.
Wow.
See, blessing is an energy that's reaching you. So it's not what they say when you're in front of them.
Yeah.
But the true blessing is when you're not around and what they say about you. When your image pops up in their mind, or when they're talking about you to somebody else, what is that they talk about you to the other person, or what is that they think about you in the silent moments, is the energy that you receive.
That's a blessing?
That's a blessing.
And the reverse could be a curse if they think really negative about you.
Yeah, so if you pull somebody down and have said nasty things to somebody, and they may not be around you, they could be in a different country, they could be in a different continent, they could be living separately, but energy has no barriers.
Even if it's a different country, is it going to reach you from another country, another continent?
Energy has no barrier. It's like, have you ever traveled to another country and your daughter is in one country, you're in a different country, and you've kind of felt the energy, you felt like calling them, you felt like they're probably thinking about you.
And when you do call them, they say, oh, I was just thinking about you.
So how do you feel that?
Yeah, that's
it's
like
a feeling, say, oh, I felt like calling you, I felt like you were thinking about me.
Yeah.
And it happens quite a lot when you are very closely connected in a relationship. And how many hours do you spend at a workplace?
Yeah, I think 9 hours, 8-9 hours a day.
In some places, it's more than you spend at home. You know, you spend more hours at a workplace than you spend at a home. And if you don't actually spend quality time in building that relationship, workplace can be a very difficult place. You can really drag your feet all day. Because you're working with human beings, you need to develop that relationship. And when I say relationship, it's like what you think about the other person, how you behave about the other person, how much do you care about their needs, their desires, their aspirations, how much do you care about it, the whole care thing. And one is, I don't care about the world.
Yeah.
That way also you can be very successful. There is no doubt. You can reach the top. We have those people who've reached the top, who've struggled, who've pulled down people, and they've reached the top. But they're not very happy people.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we also have the other sort of people who have led their journey very joyfully, taking along other people, putting them forward, taking care of their needs and desires, and they have also reached. They have also reached. It's not about who's going to reach early or late. It's not also that, you know, you may think that if I use this method, I will reach fast. If I use this method, I will reach late. I don't really think so. The only thing is, you enjoy the journey. You learn in the journey. You have many more experiences to treasure. And even if you don't reach that pinnacle, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's easy to say, sister. It doesn't feel too fine when you don't make it. But that also gets me thinking to, you know, some of the arguments that we see on TV nowadays, you know, in the guise of debates, and you have people talking at the top of their voice, putting across their points so passionately.
Yes.
Is that also an exchange of negative energy, like what you were explaining to me right now?
It's a kind of entertainment for people. You know, because it kind of gives you that, even if you're not in that arguing mode, if you're not involved, even just seeing the whole thing can give you a kick.
Yeah, it's like entertainment. You would laugh at that happening.
It's like you were also playing role very, very subtly. You just attach to one of them. You know, if there are two parties arguing, so you're kind of attached to one of them, and you favor one. And sometimes if you see the other one winning and this one losing, you start feeling bad. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, you do feel bad. You say, oh, he should say this, or he should say that point.
So you're sitting there, and you can see it as a detached observer, but you're totally sucked into it. You're emotionally sucked into it. And you're not there, you're not even arguing, but maybe by the time they finish arguing, you're also depleted.
But we say we enjoy watching that. It's like entertainment nowadays, right? Prime time, you're watching it. It makes you feel good.
It just makes you feel good temporary. But what comes out of it? We also have to think what's healthy. When we say healthy argument, what's the most healthy thing that comes out of it? Have you ever seen that there's something positive that comes out of an argument? Except that you prove a point and you feel good and you feel superior. Is there ever a solution to something? Solution can only be arrived when two people are sitting there with open mind, very calm, very peaceful, want to listen to each other and to reach to a consensus. If your object sitting there, whether in parliament or any place, is just to prove a point, then you don't reach anywhere, then you don't see much changes, you know. Again, like the intention is for the nation, the intention behind is very pure, or it's just me.
Even the impact that your relationships take, and you see a lot of relationships now, even at home, parent-child, where you have constant friction, constant argument. You're never really happy coming home.
Because something very nicely that you said, that you're never very happy coming home, because a lot of times we feel it's okay to argue at workplace. We'll sit at home on a dining table and talk about it, because it's my kid, it's my wife, but it's okay to have an argument at a workplace. But it's a habit. If you are arguing at a workplace and you think it's healthy, then you are creating a habit. And when you create a habit, the habit does not realize whether it's a workplace
or home.
But
I could think of switching off when I enter the home.
Are you able to do it? Think about it.
Yeah.
It's a habit. Whenever it's habit, it's very, very natural. It's so natural that once the action is performed, then you realize. It just happens. You say nasty things to your child, you say nasty things to your husband, and that's when you realize, oh, I shouldn't have said it like this, I should have said it the other way. Or I should have given them a chance to speak. But the moment is past. And then to build that relationship again, it's very difficult because souls around us today are very, very weak. So we can go apologize to them. So many times after an argument, we tend to go back and apologize also. But the souls are not able to let go. They hold on to it. And that's why sometimes in the world they say, you can say no matter how many good words or sweet words you talk to them, but one arrow, one nasty word, one bout of anger can just ruin it.
Yeah, and people remember it for life. Even though you may have forgotten, they'll say, oh, but you said this to me in 1997.
Yes. So you can see an impact because, when you get into that argument to prove the point, you can just say very, very nasty things sometimes. And sometimes you even forget what you were arguing about.
Yeah.
Have you ever reached that place?
Yeah, you do.
You begin with something like you said, oh, they said it in this year. So you begin from one point.
Yeah.
And by the time you end at another point. And what do you gain?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so true because you really forget what it was all about. You could be not talking for years. And then when you reconnect with the person, you're like, what did we not talk about for all these years?
Sometimes so petty.
It's petty,
But it's very petty. But the ego makes it big. The ego kind of makes it big. So next time, whenever you feel like getting into an argument, it's always to take a step back. And it's like a programming which says argument is healthy. It's a programming which says, I enjoy eating junk food, and then you have to change it.
Okay.
I've just realized argument just drains me. I've just realized argument is having a lot of negative impact on my body. I've just realized argument is creating all this havoc in my relationship. I'm not able to perform well. I am taking such wrong decisions. The people I love, and the distance between us is increasing. They're not able to come close to me. They're not able to share their needs with me. I have to see what's going wrong after an argument. When I see the consequences, then I am more determined to try another method.
So this programming that you're saying, sister, am I supposed to do it constantly? Or am I supposed to say it when an argument is happening?
You're supposed to not say constantly because that will kind of be more like a burden. But when we sit in silence, now maybe we had an argument today and we realized that nothing came out of it. So today when we sit in silence, we kind of tell ourselves, tomorrow when they don't agree to my point of view, let me try another method. Because it's going to happen again and again. If it's something that's happening in a kitchen or at a dining table or at a workplace, it's so common. So you get an opportunity to try a new method every day.
Yeah, actually.
And you don't get to lose anything. Do you get to lose anything by trying another method?
You don't. You're just experimenting, actually.
You're just experimenting. See, because the moment you realize the other person is losing it, you realize they are very attached to their point of view, all you have to say is, it's a good point of view. Yeah, I mean, that's all that you have to say. That, yeah, I see that you have a point of view. I see you're making sense. And they actually are right,
Yeah.
We're not pretending. We're really not pretending. They are absolutely right from their point of view, whatever it is. So when we say, I agree to what you say, I respect you. I value you. When I say I respect your point of view, I respect you. I value you. You try this. You give them some space to talk. You give them the space to let out. And they'll be all open to hear what you have to say.
Wonderful pearls of wisdom from you, sister. This has been a very, very interesting conversation. Thank you for joining us, sister. We'll continue in the next episode.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
So viewers, that was a very interesting conversation for me. I think a big learning for me was that there are no healthy arguments. As much as you would like to believe that An argument in a lot of passion and a lot of aggressiveness brings out the best in you. Ironically, it doesn't. It brings a whole lot of negative energy to both you, the other, as well as the relationship involved. And the best thing is to accept the other person's point of view, because then you are telling the other person that you truly accept and respect them. Thank you for joining us. Do join us in our next episode. Take care.